against Smiley culture, is now dead. He was a father, an uncle, a friend, and a mentor to many, and is a British icon who died under the most peculiar of circumstances. Some of the more senior members of the family are too distraught to attend the conference this afternoon, so the younger amongst us have shouldered this burden of informing you, the community, the British public, what's going on. There would be no tiny tempers or chipmunks were it not for Smiley culture.
Indeed.
He was the first to integrate lyrically.
Indeed.
There would be no tiny tempers or chipmunks were it not for Smiley culture. For he was the first to integrate lyrically the British dialect into modern secular music. Put simply, Smiley was the first recognised British rapper, celebrating our urban dialect. Now, this is not a race issue, although there are suspicions that ethnicity has some relevance in this tragic event. This is an issue for all those who stand on the fundamental principles that should be afforded to all human beings: truth, justice, and equality for all. Now, this is not the time to hurl allegations or vent our emotions in an inconstructive way. So in that respect, I urge restraint from those of you who would seek to vent their frustrations through non-peaceful means at this moment. Rather, let us unite as a community, as a people. Let the police and the government know that in this great time of revolution and change, both home and abroad, we, the common citizen, will not stand idly by whilst our people die in the most that we will seek the truth doggedly until that truth has been exposed. So I call upon you, the community, the British public, to join us in this most noble of causes, to seek truth and justice and protect the legacy of this great man, that it would not be forever tainted, and that we might remember him for his achievements rather than unproven allegations and conspiracy theories.
Yes.
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 Now, I can tell you, Smiley had a great deal to look forward to. It is true that he had an impending case, but it is also true that the evidence in relation to this case was minimal, and he, along with his legal team, were supremely confident of being acquitted this coming week.
No doubt, no doubt.
Now, did you know Smiley traded gold, diamonds, and other commodities
Yes.
worth millions of pounds? Did you know that he had the support of businessmen, politicians, and leaders all around the world?
Yes.
Did you know that he was working with the government of Azerbaijan and had an investment portfolio that spanned Ghana, Uganda, Liberia, South Africa, India, and beyond? Knowing these truths and the circumstances under which he died, plus the fact that the case against him was void of evidence and he was very likely to be acquitted, we have every obligation to investigate, procure the facts, and expose untruths wherever they may lie. I would, at this moment, urge you, the press, to try to be responsible in your reports and your coverage.
Yes.
In that, you must present the facts in a transparent and balanced fashion.
Got the truth.
Please, don't sentence Smiley and condemn him before you have heard the facts. You have an obligation as media to remain neutral and unbiased. And I pray that you have the courage to do so. Now, one dynamic in the midst of all this confusion that is irrefutably evident is the police have a lot to answer to.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And until our questions, queries, and suspicions have been fully and competently answered to dispel any notion of foul play, we will not rest.
That's right.
And the powers that be that govern this case will not have a moment's peace.
No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace.
Now, we are not that kind of family. We are not that kind of community. And we're not that kind of nation. The truth must be known. Justice must be served.
Yes.
Fact. Smiley Cuture died at his home on the 15th of the 3rd, 2011 from a single stab wound whilst in police custody, while they let him go and make a cup of tea.
How does that happen?
Rubbish!
The Emmanuel family are calling for a public inquiry will be conducted. An independent pathologist to report to verify the cause of death. For ongoing details and information regarding this campaign for justice, please contact my brother on my left, Lee Jasper, on 07984 79707 or Facebook, Lee Jasper. Alternatively, myself, Merlin, Emmanuel, on Facebook, mobile number 07984 935 769. Thank you very much.
Yes, Merlin.
I think you'll agree with me that it takes great courage, great strength to come here today so soon after this tragic incident. And the family is to be commended in their articulation and the way that they've turned out today. And we must support them by following their example and the call that they've put out today. But the government and the police need to know, I've been a policing director for 8 years. I've never heard the kind of scenario that was explained to me in relation to Smiley. Even if you were to accept if it was true, it would still be bizarre. So given that there is very little trust and confidence in the police, it's no wonder that the vast majority of people who hear this tale are struck down with disbelief and anger. But they should know that we are a very determined people, that we're very supportive of those who find themselves in this position. And whatever it takes, we will seek out the justice in relation to Smiley Cuture. And the family's desire is that this pursuit of justice for him is to ensure justice for Smiley, but let's bring an end to the continual repetitive tale of black men dying suspicious and mysterious deaths. Okay. And I'm going to take any questions from the press at this point for clarification from the family. Can you say who you are and ask your question, please?
I'm Declan from LBC Radio and Choice FM. We're just wondering, can you bring us through exactly what you have been told by the police about what happened?
Sorry, I'll repeat the question because we haven't got enough mics. It's the LBC and they're asking the family what precisely they've been told by the police in relation to the circumstances surrounding Smiley's death. And I think you alluded to what those circumstances are. Do you want to elaborate or leave it at that?
Okay, circumstances are, as I understand it at the moment, the police have yet to give an official statement as to what happened. You know, isn't it strange that when any individual in Britain is arrested, and if there's any kind of group involved, they detain everybody and separate them. But in the case of police, they have days to collaborate.
Yes.
Now, up to now, we haven't had a feasible or coherent explanation from them. Apparently, it's forthcoming. Of course, it will be. They know, obviously, that they've got a lot to explain. But at this moment in time, we haven't had an official, clear, coherent statement as to what happened to Smiley. And I can add at this moment, obviously we have to watch what we say at this moment in time, but just for you, my people, you know, Smiley was seen at least at 20-25 minutes at his home with police around him. He shrugged his shoulders, didn't know what was going on. They arrested his daughter that morning as well. My cousin saw him that morning. She went, dropped her daughter to school. 25 minutes later, she came back. Smiley calm, coherent, don't know what's going on. They raided him 2 months previously or something like that. Okay? He came back and he was dead. He plunged it at a knife. The knife, I can also tell you, has gone right through his body. He's gone and done that gone in to make a cup of tea and do that.
You're hearing it firsthand from the family. Make sure you get on Twitter, that people know exactly what the family are saying in relation to these matters. Yes, sir.
Martin, you see photography? Can you?
Yeah, got to speak up. I'll repeat the question.
Could you tell us? Could we have some explanation of the previous raid? Can we have some explanation of the previous raid?
No, I don't want the family to answer that. Yeah.
At this moment in time, we have to be very careful. What we can do is state facts, we can tell you how we feel, but we're not going to jeopardize Smiley by getting too clever, because you have to realize the demons that we're dealing with will use anything that they can.
Yes.
Slip of the tongue.
Yes.
So, in this particular case, we're not going to go there. Anything pertaining to the case and particulars, I think you have just about as much as you know to empower yourself to join the campaign, and we're not going to go into any more.
Right. Well said, okay.
Sorry, sister from the Voice newspaper. And can we thank the Voice newspaper? They were the first to run this story. And it's good to see the Voice getting back to its campaigning roots. Long may that continue. Let's hope so. Yes, sister, your question.
So,
Give her the mic. Give her the mic. Hold on. Could you just speak to the mic?
Yeah, my name is Juliana Lucas. I was just wondering, could you tell us how Smiley is as a person?
Asha Senator.
Well, Cuture was original. There was no one like him. His courage was extreme. He was very confident and very clever. Very, very clever. People talking, and Cuture will be thinking about next week how we're going to do something next week. While we're thinking about £5, Cuture's thinking about 5 million. Right? Cuture made it happen. Before we made our first record, Cuture had money. He had £1,000. No one had £1,000 in ones and fro growing up. Cuture had £1,000. Some people say it's the same £1,000 he's carrying every day. Yeah, but Cuture, original. Cuture helped me out on numerous occasions. I helped him out on numerous occasions. I said to someone, we're lucky to be alive anyway, to tell this before anyway, the things we've done, been through in Jamaica, America. Some things I won't be saying here today, but when we get some strength and keep some events, we will be saying a lot about what happened, things you would never imagine that we've been through. I've been telling some people at the house and stuff like that. But when we bring this public, I'm telling you, you won't believe, but it's real. Smiley Cuture, original. There's no one like him. Could never be. I was close to him for years and years going forward, and I'm telling you, he made things happen. He made things happen all of the time. He made me think when we got, he got his first royalties, and he said, I'm going to buy you a car, Asha, and he bought me a Senator, because Asha's Senator, isn't it? After that, he said, right, I've gone up a bit, I've got a bit more money, because my record was selling, but I wasn't making much money, come on. But Cuture was top of the pop, so he was making real money, and he said, you know, we have to get 2 same cars. I said, all right, let's get 2 of them Honda teams, because Mum had one too. He said, what are you talking about? Mercedes, bad man, right? We are done! He said, what are you talking about? I said, Cuture, I don't want a Mercedes. He said, Mercedes have to run. So he bought a Mercedes, and he bought me one, burgundy one for me. He put it on his name, that was paid every month, £400 a month. I wasn't going to get them money there, come on. People used to see me and say, Ash, you're big, you know, but it's Cuture. Cuture had the money, I was just Asher doing the thing. They said to Cuture, this is the last thing I'm going to say for now. They said to Cuture at Club Mix, do you remember Club Mix, a TV series he had for 2 years? They said to him, Maxi Priest was doing a series, it was the last series of the year, of the first year. And they phoned him up, I was sitting next to him, you know, where we was chilling. And they phoned him up and said, Smiley, I heard this in my own ears, and said, Smiley, you're doing a combination with Asha at the end of the show. But because Maxi Priest is so big and massive, we can't do that anymore. We're going to let Max do a second song and your partner, you can't do the song with partner. You're right. You do the hosting. You're right. And Smiley said, "What are you talking about? That's right. There's no way I could just that's how I know. Yeah, I would do that show unless my brethren is on that. Yeah. And guess what? They tried to argue. You know what he told them? I'd bring my doctor's certificate in. Serious. Serious. That's Smiley culture. Live here.
Yes.
Amelia Hill, Guardian. I got here late, so you might have answered this already. What do you think happened that night, and why do you think it happened?
Only God and the people in that room know what actually happened that night. But I can tell you what the community feels. The community feels that we haven't been told the whole truth of what happened that night.
Murder!
And whatever happens, we're going to be determined to find out that truth. Next question.
Murder that killing.
My respect to the family first and foremost. My respect to the family first and foremost. My sympathy goes out to you all. Brother man, I heard you mention earlier that there was no response, no official response from the police. I would like to know if there's been any official response from the IPCC.
Yes. What's going on with that?
Yeah, there has been a response from the IPCC. Luckily, you know that they do their independent police investigations. We've demanded from Lambeth Police Consultancy Group, the chair of which is Clarence Thompson, we've demanded that they have an independent community reference group to oversee what that investigation is. And thankfully they've agreed to do that. And that's news for the press because nobody else knows that. But, so we'll be keeping a forensic eye on the forensic investigators and make sure that they do their job for the IPCC. Next question. Yes, sir.
My respects to the family for showing such restraint and maturity in a time like this. Because if this was back in the day, we'd have just gone out there with some cops.
Yes!
So, I'd like to respect to the family. They've really shown a maturity and shown us the kind of way to kind of pause and hold it down. My question is to the press, and it's just something I'd like the press to sort of bear in mind when they're putting the news out in the broader mainstream media. I want to know, if Smiley was on drug charges, when the police raid your house for a drug charge, they would have you in handcuffs. I want to know how they make a man on drugs charge who they probably suspect with having firearms to go make a cup of tea.
There are lots of questions that should be asked in relation to this particular case. But the tea in the kitchen routine is running where we're concerned. So they need to go back and find out exactly what happened. Because clearly that didn't happen. I'm going to take a few more because the family are feeling the pressure up here. I hope you can bear with us. They're feeling the pressure and I want to relieve them of that. People are upset, still getting used to this, so we're going to draw it to a close. So I'm going to take a couple of more and then that's it. So yes sir, you're at the back there. Could you hand the mic to that gentleman there please?
Greetings everybody, enough respect to the family, Merlin Regenstone. A lot of you may know me from the Facebook page, I'm kind of radical on there. The question that I want to know is, when the raid took place, why is it that the police did not hold him in the same room that they were in? When is it ever that the police allow someone to go into the kitchen to go and boil a kettle full of hot water? Is not that a danger to the prisoner or suspected person? And is that not a danger to themselves? Are the police fools to allow someone to go and boil a full kettle of hot water? What kind of madness is this that they're trying to tell the people? The people are no longer fools. We will no longer stand for the foolishness. The deaths in police custody will not continue. We will not have it. We are not having it. And that means it.
where you get the scenario that the Southeast Regional, the Metropolitan Serious Crime Squad raid your yard and give you time to make a cup of tea. I mean, you know, my view is what kind of foolish people do they think we are, that they could even offer to give such a scenario. We don't believe it. We know it not to be true. You've heard from the family here today. And I'm going to take a couple of more questions. So, sorry, sister. Sorry, one more, and then I'm going to come to you, sister. Okay? Could you pass the mic?
You're having a meeting next Thursday. You want to find out what happened.
Speak up, please. The people at the back want to hear you as well.
You're having a meeting next Thursday to find out what's happened. What are you planning on doing? How are you trying to get to the bottom of it?
I'll tell you what we're doing. We're hiring the most forensic barristers and legal team that we can find. That's our first priority for the family. Because justice needs to be done, and we'll need to get a complete grip of the legal representation to make sure that they are fully represented. So our priority is twofold. One is to mobilize the community, as you've seen here today, massive support. And if we had more notice, this is 24 hours. We could double this size. Come next Thursday, you're going to see what the black communities of London think about the Metropolitan Police Service. And we're going to mobilize that community, and our efforts are going to be to make sure the IPCC doesn't do its usual whitewash of these situations, that on this occasion, the truth is found. And if they don't bring the truth, then we will think about, with the family, our own independent inquiry that is likely to get to the truth. But we've got a lot on our agenda, and the first priority is to make sure the family's legal rights to information are protected and prosecuted, and that's what's going to be the priority going forward. Yes, sir. Sorry, I've got a cue. Yes, I hear you, brother. Come forward, man, because I can't. Clarence Thompson.
Brothers, family, my condolences on the death of Smiley.
Speak up.
Yeah, my condolences. I think it is important for us to understand what happens to our people time and again. When they make promises that it will not happen, and they tell us that they are now changing, but it seems to us that the leopard never changes.
That's right.
Okay? Our people will die and die and die. So what I'm saying to you, we must stay together. You cannot afford to be an independent person in the community. We've got to work together, because it's not only about death in custody, it's about the education of our children, it's about looking after the elderly, it's about doing all the things, the jobs for our people as well, to ensure that we have a real political say in this country. So, stay together, work with Lee. We've asked Lee to take responsibility and to help the family to make sure that it comes to fruition. So give him the support that we require. Stay together, tell your friends, a multiplier effect of 10. You tell 10, the other tell 10, and the other tell 10, and the whole community will know that we are not going to tolerate the nonsense anymore.
Thank you. We've got one more, and then I'm going to bring it to a close.
Hi, my name is Wesley Stevenson. I sit on the panel of the Community Peace Consultative Group with Clarence Thompson. First and foremost, I'd like to send my condolences to the family, and remembering God is not blind and God is not deaf. Yeah? And the other thing I'd like to say is, look in this room now, look who is next to you. This is a campaign, let's take it on a different level. The family have shown integrity already. So the way the family have gone about it, let's take it to another level. Look at the person who is next to you. Do not leave this room without shaking someone's hand and saying hello. Because this campaign is not just about one day. It's from now till the end and beyond. Because justice must not be seen to be blind. The family deserve justice. And with the support of the community, and we have to get behind each other. Forget all the squabbles, forget everything that you hear outside. When you send a message out and you put it on Twitter and Facebook, and someone sends a character assassination, which is why we're asking the press to be transparent, do not character assassinate Smiley anymore. Let's stick to the facts, and as the family have said, all will be revealed. So all I will say to you before you leave this room, look at the person next to you. Do not leave this room a stranger. Thank you.
Yeah, we've got a contact sheet. Might not even be able to find it in this packed room, but there is a contact sheet We're going to take everybody's names and addresses so that we can contact you in the future. And to the press, you know, to the press in the room, I understand what your balanced reporting means at times. You know, we've seen how you can cover these issues for converted to black men. Will you please stop quoting anonymous police sources describing Smiley in the worst possible manner? If these police sources wish to remain anonymous, then their words are not to be trusted, and you shouldn't be printing them. Right? So this anonymous source, who said this and who said that can't run, okay? And you'll do yourself no credit for doing it. I'm going to take the sister and then come over here. Yes, sister, can somebody pass the mic down to the sister, please?
Yeah, again, as everyone else has done, certainly want to send my condolences to the family. And my question is, considering Smiley's death took place under very, very suspicious and spurious circumstances, why have all the police officers involved not been removed from their posts until this investigation has been completed? Okay, there is the potential here that these police officers may end up in similar circumstances again in our community, and we cannot allow that to happen. Can we have some assurances from the superintendents or whoever are involved in investigating this matter within the force that the police officers involved will be removed until this case has been fully investigated? Thank you.
Not yet. You know, the issue is that these officers are free, and let's face it, we just saw what they did to the students, you remember? Yeah, that student was innocent, right? But people conspired to make him guilty. That's what the story is in the press. There must be no conspiracy on this case. You see what the people in the media and the wider community don't understand? They don't understand how beloved Smiley culture was to his community. Because they don't know the black community. They haven't got any clue. And the wider world. Not just us, but the wider world. And we're going to bring this case to justice. A comment from over here, sir.
Brother, you.
Yeah, greetings. My condolences go out to the family and rise up the Smiley culture as he goes on to the ancestors. As you know, and as I know, the police do not have any track record of telling the black community the truth. You know that, and I know that. If they even told 1% of the truth, then we could understand. But they've never, ever in the history of this country told black people the truth. You think what's happening in the Middle East is by accident? It's going to come and arrive here. And I know some of you ain't going to like when I say this, but until caskets of police officers start running in the neighborhood like black caskets, that is when they will get that message. That is when they will get that message. And we've got to be strong on this. We can't be weak on this. Alright, I'll leave that alone. But what I like to say, to finalise, you know the IPC is going to be a whitewash inquiry. Because there's never been no inquiry where any police in this country has been convicted of any crime against any black man in this country. We all know. Alright? So what I want you to do is, let's unify, but black power has to be the name of the day today. We have to stick together. Let's stick together, black power.
Can we just say this, right? I've tried to be purposely muted up here, and I'll tell you why. Because it's important, and it's no reference to Brother Huey, I understand the passion. But you see what's more important than any speech like that? Is that this family's priority of getting justice is not derailed, not undermined, that the press are not given a reason to write a different headline other than the one that we want today, that this family is strong, integrity, and we're dedicated to justice. So those that would seek to take us down a different route, I understand the passion, I've been down there, but this calls for disciplined soldiers in the struggle for justice. Disciplined soldiers, that's where we're going. Right out the back, sister. Smiley, you hear that? Smiley was always disciplined. That's how he made millions from commodity trading and made the success that he had take him a long way. And this family's disciplined. So please, people, when you're talking, right? If you want to talk, then talk for yourself outside. But when it comes to this meeting, we're backing what the family want, which is a righteous, just campaign. Okay? David. Sorry, I was going to take David over.
I'm just going to cover that. You know, I understand the sentiment totally of the gentleman that just spoke, but at this moment in time, we have to analyse really who we're dealing with and realise that there's been many uprisings in the past, and all they're going to do is kill our children on the streets in such an occasion. What we have to do is play them at this moment in time at their own game. We have to challenge them on a legal platform and to make them know that we as a community, not just blacks, listen, don't belittle Smiley. I'm telling you, listen, you got white to black and in between. He was a British icon, not a black icon, I can tell you that. The community had more of a rapport and understanding with him because he was around us. But we'll not belittle Smiley. Smiley was bigger, and not belittling, I'm saying he was bigger than just us. You know, he was British and he was a worldwide celebrity. So let's look at that. Now, there may be a time in the future that such thoughts, irrational thoughts, will pass our minds, but at this moment in time, you know, we have to concentrate on the matter at hand, and that is getting justice for Smiley and letting the truth come out so that no other person, particularly black person, because there is an ethnic issue here to it, irregardless, right, is going to be hounded and killed, murdered, or die under suspicious circumstances in their own home. We have to, as a community, make sure that never happens again by standing and uniting. What they want us to do is go down that road. So they can belittle us and say it's a bunch of drug dealers and cocaine friends of Smiley that done it. We are going to get them in the manner that they got Smiley. We're going to get them in their own thing so we can lock up these guys good and proper and make sure that the next time the police are dealing with any of us, they deal with us with a degree of respect never before attained.
So please respect that from the family. The young sister at the back there has been waiting a long time. Sorry, I have got everybody. I'm trying to get you in a line. In my mind, I've got a queue.
My name is Natasha Page. I'm here representing Unsigned Music. And this is going out to the press, actually. For a long time, we've been hearing shitty stories about people throwing cats in bins and all kind of foolishness. I just want to say this. I just want you all and to make sure that you tell the right story and the right facts. Because he was a British icon. He was our icon. And I'm here to back it. And I will be here every week. Merlin, I love you. And condolences to the family. All right? But this is not the end. This is the beginning.
Yeah, me, just a further announcement. Condolences to the family, okay? I've studied Merlin's page for a little while, and obviously I'm very sad to hear what's gone on. Yesterday I read the Evening Standard. Is anybody represent the Evening Standard there at all? No, right. But just the little paraphrase which they had in here, talking about second subplots away from the raid itself, is a bag of jargon. And these people commission this type of editorial to be put into their newspaper. Why are they doing it? Unless they're going to come and ask people like us for our opinions, they just write their own same story and let us believe this. Unless we're strong and can read through this, we're not going to understand it. But we all know what went on in it.
We can
all
can't
of
break
us
it.
know what went on in it.
We can
You
can't break
understand
them
what I'm
things,
saying?
the brother.
So at the end of the day, let's be strong for the family. Let's be strong for them. Let's not cause any ruptures. Let's do it the right way. Okay?
Okay, I'm going to take a few more. I'm going to take a roll of them. Sister at the back has been waiting very patiently for a long time, so you come sit. Can somebody help me with the mic, please?
Hi, my name's Tony Thomas. I'm originally South London. I like Smiley and Asher, Peter, as we know him. I feel very strongly about this. I saw Smiley just 2 weeks ago. Haven't seen him for years, but we continued the conversation as though it was yesterday. I don't know who I'm reading about in the papers because it's not the person that I know. It's not the people that any of us in here knows. We've schooled together, we've laughed together, we've walked together, all of us in this room. I am sick to see my brothers dying. needlessly. I'm here representing my son. My son's 27, and I know I want him to walk freely. I feel very emotional about it, and I feel very passionate about it. And I think we all need to stand together, not in a radical way. We're born and bred here. We're going to die here, but let's die the right way.
I can't get the mic all the way to the back. I'm so sorry. You have to try to come forward a bit. If you need to come forward, Ivor, or if you want to say something, please. Because I can't stretch it all the way back here. There now. He's a brother Ivor.
Thank you, Lee. Brothers and sisters, what's the time? Morning, good afternoon. As a community, I am Reverend Bowman. I am an Anglican priest in the area, St. Andrew, Stockwell Green, and I'm at one with my community today. If one member of my community is in pain, then I am in pain. If two members of my community are in pain, then I am in pain. So therefore, we today are all in pain. Because, as Asher Senator said, we have lost the original rap, Smiley culture. And as someone else said, when I read the press, this is not the person I recognize. And we can't have different standards for different persons. A person is innocent, and we have to say that Smiley culture is innocent. And the IPCC must use their thoroughness, their forensicness, and deliver to our community the truth. And lastly, God is not asleep. God is not dead. He's alive and well in our community. Lee, thank you. I sit on the board of the Lambeth Community Police Consultative Group, along with Lee and others. God bless you all. Be strong.
Okay, I am now going to bring it to. I can't get to the back, sister. Sorry, but yeah, if you could come forward, bro. Shout then. All right, bro.
Girls, Cynthia Jarrett, you never remember them too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Firstly, I'd just like to offer my condolences to the Emmanuel family. And I have to say, I don't know whether you can hear my voice is a little shaky here, because we're in the same position as you guys. If anyone goes out here and looks at the tree outside the Brixton police station, there's a picture of my brother up there who died in that police station in Strawberry. So I'm shaking because this is bringing it all back. I truly know what you're going through, because we're going through the same thing. And let me tell you, I can tell you're a strong family. You're going to need all of that strength all together. IPCC, they're not going to do anything for you. Do your own investigation. Be diligent. Do everything. Anything they tell you. Because at the end of the day, they will tell you they're going to do something, and that report will be folly.
Absolutely.
But as long as you're diligent in what you're doing, you uncover everything. In our situation, it took 7 months to interview the police officers. 7 months. But let me tell you something now, as we stand here, see my two sisters here, they've been in the press a lot. I took a step back because I just had pure anger in me and I couldn't deal with it at the time. But when we got the disclosure from the police, I've diligently gone through it all, everything. And let me tell you, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. And I'm telling you, I'm a person very skeptical. I've looked at everything, but they are in trouble. There are times behind them. There are times coming for them. And I can't wait to get them to understand.
Through with time. Through with time.
Yeah. I just want to send out my condolences and support to all of the Emmanuel family. Boy, what can I say? I couldn't believe when I heard it yesterday afternoon.
I was just about ready to do my radio show. For all of you don't know me, I'm Commander B from Vibes FM, if you don't know. Just about to start my show, and I got a phone call saying, Smiley's dead, have you heard anything? And I said, no, I haven't heard anything. Started to investigate and got a couple of phone calls, and then I found out it was true. So it put me on I didn't know, I couldn't even do the show properly. Done a little tribute, and done a little tribute yesterday as well. But myself is going through something similar to this, because I've just recently lost my nephew as well. I don't know if anybody knows Keith Clovis. Yeah, right. But Keith went to Jamaica in December to celebrate his 40th birthday, and he got ill over there and went to the hospital on Tuesday, and he died in hospital the following Friday. His mum and dad flew over there and had all sort of difficulties to get his body back here, and they still can't find the reason for his death now. He's just been shipped back here to the UK, and they're trying to get sort of post-mortems and all sorts of things done. But, you know, that's hit me now. Smiley, one of my best friends, has gone now, and we don't know how he's died as well. But all I want to say to the family, that I'm just glad that I'm in the position where I am on the radio, that I could keep Smiley's memory alive. And I'll be doing just that every time I go on the radio. So that's all I want to say, and I'm here for support.
Well, of course, Clovis sits on the board with ourselves in Clarence at the CPCG, so we send him our condolences and our love and support. Well, people, we're going to draw this press conference to a close. We've got a Tipperary, I've got to say to Tipperary, thank you very much for coming, Tipper. Come forward, man. Come forward. Maybe I'm going to leave the last word to Tipperary. Are you okay with that? He doesn't want to. You want to say a few words, Tip? You okay? Yeah, he's going to say something. Okay.
Well, yeah. First of all, you know what I mean, Merlin is somebody that, you know, I know very well. I mean, I'm just, you know, I'm like everybody. You know what I mean? We've had enough of this. You know, and I just sitting there talking to Levi, and we're still in shock. We can't believe, you know, what these people have done. You know, and all I can do is send my you know, I was like Paul. I was on, you know, you don't know him as Commander B, but we're all from, I know him as Paul. You understand? And when I was driving to do my radio show over Wembley, you know, I got a call, and it was from Maxi. You know what I mean? And Maxi Priest was on the phone to me. He was in tears. We just started to play football together again on a Thursday. Normally this morning I'm here, we're going to go run up and down and play football. And Maxi phoned me in tears. He said, Tip, have you heard? And I said, what are you talking about? You know, and I just pulled the car over. I couldn't do my radio show neither. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I want you to know, people have been contacting me from all over the world. Smiley's just not somebody that is just, you know, somebody for us. He's a British icon. He's somebody that, you know, when we was on the sound, we used to just, you know what I mean, him and Asher, what they've done for people like me and Levi, you know, is somebody like that that's made me achieve all what I've achieved. So we can't just let this go, people. We can't let it go. It's terrible. It's tragic. We've all gone through tragic things in our life, but come on, man. Come on. In your home? And what for? What really did Smiley die for? You know, I'm usually somebody that's full of words and full of lyrics. But when I heard this, you know what I mean, I sat down, I pulled over my car and I just sat there and I started to cry, because at the end of the day, you know, this brother here, you know, come on, man. We got to do something. We have to do something. We have to. So, you know, my condolences go out to the family, you know, and I want the press to understand something. This brother touched all of us. Yeah? He touched all of us with his music, as an individual, as a person, you know what I mean? And, you know, we used to call him Arthur Daly. That's what we used to call Smiley. I don't know if you remember that show, Minder. Yeah? But Smiley was our Arthur Daly, you know what I mean? And but he would always help you, you know?
And what they've done to this guy, you know, I mean, we've all got our, you know, ideas of what might have happened, or, you know, but believe me, this cannot just rest here. We have to support Merlin, his family, and stand by them, you know what I mean, and push them through this, because it's terrible.
Thank you. Okay. Just, I'm only taking the family now, man, because it's so sold, but I will come to you. Okay.
I'd just like to introduce myself. My name's Leanne, I'm Asher's sister. And I just wanted to just give you a little bit of insight about Smiley as well, kind of where I'm coming from. Smiley I've known for all of my life. Now, a lot of people know Smiley as, you know, the entertainer who kind of touched everybody's hearts, but he touched mine in a way like he was my brother. I had Asher and I had Smiley. He used to come to my mum's house, and my brother's room was as big as like a box, you know, and they used to be in there DJing. I couldn't, you know, do anything without the say-so of my brother and on one side and Smiley on the other. It got to the stage where when they were DJing and they were starting to practice their rapping, you know, their fast speed rapping, it was so bad that my mum downstairs would say to me, Leanne, are they practicing Obia? What's going on? What's going on? You know, and it wasn't just a matter of she would be getting a broom and she'd be hitting up on the ceiling and just saying basically, what is going on with them? She didn't realise that it was the, you know, something to come, the beginning. But you know what's so unfortunate is about the end. Now, I just want to say one thing, and the one thing I want to say is that the truth will reveal itself.
Of course.
So we have to act smart. We have to listen to what all the police have to say. We have to basically really deep in our hearts see exactly what's going on, and then from there, then we kind of can fight forward. We have to be smart, especially for the family. We have to listen, we have to be smart, and then go forward. So, you know, that's the only thing I'm going to just leave you with tonight.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. My name is Devon Thomas. I'm a 55-year-old resident of Brixton. I came here in 1956 with my parents. I went to Effort School, Tulsa School. We started up on the first Black Youth Club here in Brixton in 1964. We buried Gafton Shepherd, whose name is on Railton Road Community Centre 2 weeks ago. A few weeks ago, we commemorated the death of 13 dead, nothing said. All right?
30 years ago.
30 years ago this year. 30 years ago, next month, it will be the anniversary of the Brixton going up in the flames.
Uprising.
After that, I was elected chairman of the Brixton Defence Committee, along with Clovis, Kingsley Smith, and some other people from this community. And we mobilized at that time because we wanted to change this society. It was around the same time that Smiley came on the scene. We are sound man, and the sounds we had, the first or second generation of sounds, Smiley and his brethren came along as young brethren and revolutionized what we were doing. Before that, we used to always chant in patois because that was our natural language. The new young people had more than that. Although I spoke in local London vernacular, when it comes to mic chanting, it had to be patois. That was our thing. But when that new generation came, they were going to give a different message and use a different language and mix it up in a way we couldn't mix it up. And he showed us a new way, right? I was part of the movement when you had TWG, you had Danny King, Neville King, right? And me was not only a sound man that provided records, we used to build the sound for them and all the speaker box and them things. So sound culture is in my blood. I started DJing 50 years ago with my uncle and bringing sound on the boat from Jamaica with him. You understand? And I stand up next to the amplifier and learn how to play sound from I'm 10 years old. So when I say I feel the death of this young man here. I didn't know your family intimately, right? I know Smiley well because we played with one another. I remember the first time I played with him in the crib at St. Matthew's Church in the same year, 1981. So this year is kind of a strange year, 30 years and all this happening. So we are called upon the ancestors then.
Yes.
Yes.
For have mercy and look after him soulfully. Guide him. I'm not, gone here and there with we. You understand? And then I look for we to make sure say what happened to him don't go without the right things happening. Right? May what is up there for all of us come down on his soul and guide him to where he has peace and rest.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank you.
Yes,
Okay, we're going to bring it to an end now to the family are tired and so on. There are contact forms at the back. Please don't leave without giving us your email address. Look up Merlin Emmanuel on Facebook. Look up Lee Jasper on Facebook. If you can't get to sign, we will make sure. Cheryl Seeley, where are you? Could I have a round of applause for Cheryl, who helped organise with the meeting here today. Put in your diaries, March the 24th. I think it's almost certainly we may have to change the venue because I don't think this will be big enough. So keep looking on Facebook and Twitter to find out that venue change. Sorry, and finally, we do one more contribution before the family leave. When the family leave, they're going to be going out the back. Please don't try to follow them at this time. Respect their privacy, give them some time. If you could help by moving your chairs to the side of the hall so that they can be stacked neatly. I have to say that Caribou gave us the venue free. Wicked to Caribou. Give them a round of applause. Elaine, Francis. Do stack your chairs to the side or make sure you have... Hold on, because one more family member wants to speak and address us before we leave. So please just settle down. Settle that. You're blocking the camera, sir. Please settle down. Settle down while we hear Smiley's daughter. Please, round of applause. Smiley's daughter.
Just plain and simple, and I can strongly say, on behalf of all of us here, my brother, my sister, my cousins, that's everybody, on behalf of all of us, thank you so much for your support and your time. It's greatly appreciated, and we will need your continued support throughout this time. And, keep strong for us, because you're standing as our rock now. You're paving the way for us to do what needs to be done. Thank you, everybody, for coming in today.
All right, let's go out on a high. I've got to try and bring it in because the family wants to leave. Quickly, sir.
Hello, everybody. My name is Donovan Garner. I met Smiley about 30 years ago, and he's always been a friend to me. Yeah? Children, I've never met any of his children, but this is his son, Donovan. Yeah. When I mention friendship, I always mention Smiley. Yeah. This is the proof of our friendship. When he had this first child, he named this child after me. Yeah, he's been a friend to me and to everybody. He's helped enough people. Yeah. Complete disrespect is what has happened. Yeah. And the only reason Smiley has died, yeah, is to bring the killing of black people to the forefront and to get answers. Yeah. He's the only one who's got the power to bring people behind him, to drive forward and get the right answers about what's been going on in our community for years and years and years. Yeah, and I want everybody to stand up with the family. Yeah, all respect. Yeah, and prioritise getting the truth and the rights. Yeah, out of what happened to Smiley. Yeah, he can't just go down as another statistics in society.
All together now. No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
All right, peace family, we're out of here. Thank you very much.